ready. Going back into hour 3, the conclusive final hour. Check it out. See what happens. Is everybody ready to go? We're just set camp. Philly had a question for Bex.
Bex, would you do me a favor and help me braid in some of these feathers into my sideburns?
I pull out a scrap of wood and some string, a little blue flash, and then your hair starts to float as my unseen servant starts to braid your hair.
Not quite mutton chops, Dan, as you were asking. So, like, about here.
That's pretty much
But
mutton
they're
chops.
long. No, not past the dimple.
Okay.
But
They're called
anyway.
side bangs.
Side bangs.
Side bangs, yes.
Yes.
Anyway, but they're long and luxurious and thick, and they are not just wispy things that human men grow.
Yeah. I sort of, like, with a wave of my hand, your hair will start to braid itself. I have to think about it, so I can't just, like, let it go, but I don't want to touch your hair.
All
I didn't
right.
have a sister growing up. I don't braid hair very well.
I don't know where your hair's been.
All right. You guys get your camp set up. Everyone do more or less the same kind of routine as they did previously, or is there any changes here?
I would like to request a storm for the night.
Well, you're going to get your wish.
I beseech Tempest, a storm with lightning, preferably.
Okay. Give me a percentile roll.
Ooh, I made a macro.
Oh, I'm showing the wrong screen here. There we go.
Could have been a bigger number, game. Could have been a bigger number.
Alright. Storm granted, lightning no.
Ah,
Light rain. A little bit of a drizzle shortly after camp is set. Sorry. You tried.
Well, in that case, I am completely camouflaged.
Alright.
Like, as soon as it started to rain, you could not see me anymore. That's one of my abilities.
Is there any, what were you doing with that horse? Anything that you're going to do overnight with it after you got it cut up into chunks? It's going to take a couple hours. It's a pretty good sized animal.
It should be curing over the smoke just to get it to start to dry out.
Right.
Okay. Alright, you guys set that up. I need another round of percentiles from everybody this time.
save some of it for fish and tackle. Yeah.
You guys gonna make some glue? No. Alrighty then. Alright, so does everyone remember the watch sequence? Barlow sets it up the same way, basically.
Second watch.
That's you
That's
and
right,
Philly.
Tom.
And first watch is Bex and Marcus.
Yep, Bex and Marcus.
Alright. So after everyone gets their meal, you're gonna get stuff unloaded, get some tents set up. It starts to rain pretty much after you get, as soon as you get your fire going, but it's not so much that it's going to keep your fire from burning once it's set. You can keep it, you'll be able to keep it fresh. You set up everything you need, go to sleep. First watch, Bex and Marcus. Marcus is still a million questions. He's like, so why are you making a pirate flag? What are you going to do when it's done? Are you going to get a new ship? All that.
So tonight, I answer some of his questions, go with it, and then near the end of the shift, I ask him if he wants to see something really cool.
Yeah.
And I find like a shrub nearby, and I will cast one of my cantrips at it, Chilling Touch, the Necrotic Finger, and I'm gonna try and kill the bush with necrotic damage.
Red rum. Red rum. Yeah, you obliterate. You hit the
It just
brush
slowly,
just
like,
the leaves start to fall off, the limbs twist and wither, and no more brush.
The finger wag.
He's like,
Oh yeah.
wow, that's so cool. And
Literally.
and then
It's cold.
literally. And then make a perception check, Bex.
Oh well, I'm gonna die. I hired people to do this for me on the boat. Yeah.
Okay. Also, Tierno, you're still awake. Please make a perception check.
Why? I stayed plugged away.
So Beck's got a 7. Tierno, you got a 17. Somehow, despite being in the woods, nearly pitch black, and the fact that you are up in the trees, maybe you see a little bit of a glimmer of something moving through. And I don't even actually need to show you guys this because I'm pretty sure you don't need this physical description of what you see. You see 4, I believe. Could be lying about the number of things you see. Pretty sure it's 4. Yes, 4 wolves kind of slinking into your camp. And they are not aware of you, Tyrnell. No.
They're not aware of me?
They are not aware of you. You don't even need to make a roll for your stealth.
Yeah, I'm going to. Is Bex seeing this? Or
No. Bex is
showing
he's
off.
playing with the brush, showing Marcus. Marcus is also not aware. They're both just like, ah, that's cool. They're like being stoners in the corner.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take a shot.
Okay, go ahead and make your roll. Let me get the right
0 point. I'm making sure this is gonna hit.
Okay. Go right ahead. Let me bring up.
I was gonna hero point perception, but I'm like, nah, this bush is cool.
This bush is cool. Alright.
So that's 17.
Alright, 17 to hit versus. There's a clear alpha of this group. I'm assuming you're aiming
That's
at him.
exactly what I'm aiming for.
Yeah. 17 is definitely a hit, and your total damage is 8. Since you're shooting down on him, you catch him like right below the shoulder, kind of almost in the upper part of the wolf's back, and it knocks it down, but it gets up and it's like it yelps really loud.
That's exactly what I'm looking for.
And you hear a dog yelp, and oh, I forgot about Pup. I should have made a perception check for him. He might have actually passed, but doesn't matter now because now the Pup is definitely aware of the wolves that are coming in right underneath of where Tyrnell is stationed, and the other 3 at the.
But they still don't see me, right?
With 5e rules, Danny, you know better than I do. Basically, you don't stay stealth once you've made an attack, right? Almost, no matter what. Okay,
Right.
that's what I thought. So,
Well,
yeah.
I'm not gonna stay stealth. I mean, I'm up in a tree. They're still not gonna see me. They're gonna be like dark.
But with their other senses and with their low, having low light vision and everything, they know where you're at. They can't get to you, but they know where you're at.
In that case, I'm going to holler at Bex, and I'm going to say, Bex, grab one of the horse meat and throw it for me.
All right.
Throw it towards them.
Let's go ahead and get initiative, and then as he's yelling that at the end of his surprise round.
Initiative.
Everybody roll, even though most of you are asleep at the moment. Thomas, your passive perception sign up to wake up.
You need to stop going first, Thomas.
Yeah, healer's not supposed to go first.
You're screwing everything up, dude.
Actually, Philly, your passive perception's high enough to wake up after all this yelling too. And everybody except for Marcus and Tilda. So Barlow also is awake, but Marcus and Tilda are still snoozing. No, Marcus is awake. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Tilda's still asleep. Alright, somebody give me an initiative count
It's like
after. Hold on.
Thomas,
Let me roll Barlow's. Alright.
Barlow at 20.
Okay. This looks familiar. Tom,
Whoops.
Bar.
X,
That's exactly the same.
and then Philly and Tiernell.
The only difference is Philly and Turnell are swapped. Okay.
So who wins on the Wolves and Becks? Or is it Simul?
It's Wolves probably. What's
If it's by Dex, they win.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah,
they
it's by
win
Dex.
hands over heels.
By Dex, and like you said, the Wolves win because they definitely got a higher Dex.
Yeah, I got 0.
So Thomas, you hear startled awake at the sound of like a dog yelping, and as soon as you're awake, then you hear Tyrnell yelling at Bex to throw some horse meat in his direction.
Okay. I guess I snap awake and I see the wolves, right?
You'll see them. You'll see them. They're
Okay.
close enough to camp now that they're visible. There's 3 of them, and one of them's like looks quite injured. So
What's it
there's
look
4
like
total.
they're doing? Like, were they just trying to sneak into the camp and get our meat, or were they trying to attack?
Probably they smelled the fresh meat.
Okay, so I'm going to cast Thaumaturgy, and what I'm going for is a big thunderclap, like right over our camp.
All right, 30-foot range. So basically, right where you're at. You're not even
Yep.
just above you. So
mean-
that goes through the trees and everything.
Yep.
All right. Let's do intimidation to go with that.
Okay. Intimidation. Where you at? There it is.
Oh, okay. All right.
Intimidate the fuck out of those wolves.
All right. That's your turn, basically, because you got up and you cast. Barlow, he wakes up and he grabs his bow again and starts loading it. So that's gonna be his turn. And the wolves. The 3 that are uninjured. This loud thunderclap goes off. Their alpha just got crippled. They turn tail and they're headed scattering in 3 different directions almost, and booking it. And the one that's injured tries to, but then it collapses a little ways down there. It only makes it 10 feet.
Attack of opportunity on one of those.
No, you'd have to be in melee range for attack of opportunity.
Not even for range if I see them going away.
No, it's only time you would get one is if someone's in melee range and then leaves your melee range completely.
Okay.
Bex.
Alright, so I see the alpha go down.
Yeah, you see him fall back down after that, and Tyrnell had instructed you to toss some meat, but that was before the scattered large loud thunderclap.
With so I can roll nature if you want to really quick. I'm just trying to see, is this animal gonna survive, or is it reached the point where it needs to be put down?
Go ahead and roll.
Alright, this is gonna suck.
Such confidence. You think it's possible that, I mean, without looking at it, up close, it's possible that it could be healed.
It's possible.
Yeah, from what you
Alright.
can tell from as far away as you are in the dark and everything. But you got dark vision, but still.
So I need to change that status before someone gets closer and can actually heal it.
Yep.
Yeah. So I have that in my head, and I'm like, well, just in case, I'm gonna go ahead and make sure that it's okay. And I reach out and touch it
Oh, you move.
with chilling.
Oh, okay.
Why would I
you-
move?
you're
I'm
right.
a lazy pirate.
What is the range on chill touch?
Did I not copy it over? I think it's 60.
I think you're probably right. You're going to hit if you can get within range of it.
Yeah, I'm checking right now. There's so many spells.
They're really, yeah. Me and Danny were just talking about that earlier today. Looking at the
Chilling touch has a range of 120.
oh, even more than you thought. So definitely plenty, and that is enough to kill the alpha wolf. And the other three have.
I like the
fled.
description. The hand just clings to the target.
Yep. So yeah, it's laying there. It's trying to move on. It's got this arrow sticking out of it. Your chill touch reaches down, grabs it around the throat. The necrotic damage seeps into its blood, and it gasps its last gasp. And yeah.
At this point, Tyrnell has hopped down from the tree, from his perch, and walked over, pulled out the arrow, looks, gives a kind of he's kind of giving that kind of smirk towards Vix, and then climbs back up towards the tree again.
Okay.
At this point, Bex sort of like spreads his arms and goes, "This is my blanket. I need a new blanket, and this is my blanket." And I'm pointing at the alpha.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought you meant, but I wasn't sure. Okay. So anybody else? Philly, you just woke up. You get out there, or what do you do?
I'm gonna say, okay, you can clean it.
Yeah,
alright.
Daleks.
Yep, you like them Daleks. Jackson Potato is now following us, guys. So, thanks, Jackson.
Yay, thank
There we
you.
go. He's in chat too.
Yeah, I saw that. Welcome to the stream.
All right. Believe it or not, I'm not entirely useless. I'm just better on the ocean.
Right. So you go back up into your tree. Barlow's like, "What? Do whatever you want with it. Don't let anything else in the camp." And he's like, "I'm going back to sleep."
Technically, it didn't reach the camp.
I'm going to shout toward Barlow, make sure that crossbow is loaded.
It's yeah. Anyway, he
Yeah.
just keeps walking. Marcus, it's like, "Wow, that was did you see that? He shot that from up in that tree, and then you did that thing. That was crazy." And then Thomas, what did Thomas do?
The thunderclap.
Oh yeah, you said something about Lumiere, and then like big old boom, like my ear's still ringing. And yeah, he just keeps going on. Till it's the end of his watch. Thomas, you try to get back to sleep, right? Or
Yeah, I tried to go back to sleep.
yeah, well, it was getting near the end of their watch, so
Okay.
that's up to you.
I probably would have stayed up anyway.
Okay. Yeah.
Just walked around to wake myself up.
Yep.
Thomas, before you decide to go back to sleep, it is worth noting that there is a bucket of water slightly close to you. So,
Yeah, I just stay awake since it's almost watch time anyway.
I just figured I'd
All right.
let you know that.
All right.
That's the warlock.
The rest of the night passes by uneventfully, and you guys move on to the next day. Stop me, anybody, if you want to interject anything.
I want to roll to see how horrible I was at cleaning this hide, which is now my blanket.
Okay. Yeah. Survival again. Right?
Oh, yeah. I'll take survival. That minus
That's
one.
right.
I basically just cut a square out of it, and that's what I have.
Okay,
The
that's not.
backside's still wet.
It's
Oh, yeah.
not a blanket.
I just cut a square of like meat-covered hide. This probably isn't gonna work too well.
I don't. I'm going to. Tyrnell is going to finally, once he wakes up from his meditation, he's going to go over to what's left of the alpha, cut the rest of it up, and just toss it towards the trees.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that pretty easily.
I'd like to get the fangs out of its mouth.
Basically, Bex thought he was gutting a fish,
That's what I did. I was like, fillet knife and...
and that's just not the same procedure for carving up a wolf. So it really didn't come out very good. But you're able to salvage a little bit of usable scraps off of his hack job, literally.
Yeah.
Not a lot, but a little bit.
It's like filleting a shark with a baseball bat.
Okay. Yeah, that doesn't seem very effective, but
Technically, I have something to show for it.
yes, you do. Yeah, like a little 3x3.
3-inch by 3-inch patch.
Mm-hmm.
And I do want to say, Tyrnell looks at him and laughs and says, I hope that keeps you warm at night.
At least I didn't miss a shot.
Shots fired about missing shots.
Boom.
Tyrnell laughs as he just laughs and just goes back to what he was doing.
That's right. Wallow in shame.
And it was fucking shit.
Bex just goes to bed now.
Yeah, Bex better go to bed.
Yeah. I do empty that bucket of water because I don't trust the priest.
Retaliation may ensue, just in
I live
case.
on
The only person in this group you could trust.
I live on a pirate ship. I don't trust anybody. Pranks are
Shenanigans
life.
will ensue.
Yeah, I mean, what else are pirates gonna do?
The next day and night, completely, more or less dull. You barely even pass any straggling passengers, carts, people going down the road. It's the most barren day. It's still a little bit of a light drizzle throughout almost the entire afternoon, and into the evening before it starts to clear up.
No hobbits, right? Or halflings, I should say. No halflings.
Sorry. I don't know how much you look forward to those.
Yeah.
You're definitely getting more into the foothills of the somewhat nearby mountains that are on the other side of this city that you're going to. And you get into the next day. This would be day 4 of your journey. Fast forwarding a little bit. Stop me if you need me to. You probably about 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, you guys have already stopped for your lunch for the day. Are you still riding with Barlow, Tyrnell? Alright. Barlow sees, or you probably see it almost the exact same time he does, maybe even see it a little bit before him. There's a cart ahead on the road, maybe 30-40 yards away by the time you see it after you come over this little hill. And there's looks like maybe the rear wheel is broken or something like that. There's looks like a man and a young woman trying to fix it. He's got out some hammer and stuff and hammering at trying to fix the broken wheel. Barlow pulls to a stop.
Yeah. I holler toward them. I say, are you needed of any assistance at all?
You see the man just barely hears you. He's like looking, got the sunlight in his eyes. Ah, yeah, come help. We threw a wheel. Need some. Could use some help getting it fixed and getting it back on so we can get back to our farm.
I shout
saying
over.
that like waving. I'm just gonna run over there.
Alright.
I have no idea how to fix it or how to help him, but I'm just gonna like kind of act like I'm helping.
Hit it with light. Hit it with light.
Yeah, there you go.
Max is,
I'll
Max is
cast
like
light on
yelling.
its hammer.
Yes.
I'm like yelling that from the wagon. Hit it with light, preacher man.
That
So
actually sounds like a pretty good idea. So I cast light on the hammer to bless it.
But not actually blessed, just light. Okay.
Just light. Yeah.
You get up there, and this farmer's probably in his late 30s, early 40s. He's another human, male. You know, you can tell he's out in the sun all the time. He's almost completely tanned. And his daughter is maybe 17, 18. And, you know, he introduces himself as... when you come up to bless him, he's like, yeah, thanks for helping there. Would you go by cleric? Probably would be your most obvious title based on, do you have a symbol or anything?
Yeah, I got it's on the scale mail and the shield and the mace.
Yeah, so cleric. I'm Ricard, and this is my daughter Felipe, and I see a smirk.
I have a question.
Hello, I'm Tom, cleric of Lumiere. Let me help you with this. And I grab his hammer. That's when I cast light on it.
Okay.
Lumiere's
Does this
blessings
look like-
will help you repair this wagon.
And about that time, Tyrnell's coming up around, and he goes, and he's kind of lifting the wagon in effort to help put this wheel on.
Philly.
Does this wagon look like any of the carts that would have been in my father's mine?
No.
Would I? No.
Oh, you mean like in as far as structure
Yeah.
goes? Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because
Wagons
I
are
worked for
wagons.
a good 20 years in a mine.
Right. Wagons are wagons. So, yeah, you could probably definitely help out pretty proficiently. They set up, you know, he's like, it's just this axle's broke. Or not axle, but the spindle is broke and just needs replaced. I got some extra wood here. You see in his cart, looks like it's mostly empty except for some fresh corn. You know, maybe he just went into town to sell it or something, and that's all he had left. Something like that.
I'm sorry, you mean the pin busted?
No, the spoke.
Okay.
That's way better than the axle itself.
Yeah. The wheel is broken.
Yeah.
The spoke on the wheel, not the axle.
I really am useless. We're not on the water. I went and looked at my background again. Everything about Bex is based on being on a boat.
Yup. Being on a boat or being in like a port town.
If you put me on like a puddle, I'm like twice as effective just standing in a puddle.
Yep. So you guys basically all chip in. Even Barlow's like, whatever, we need to get him out of the way anyway, so I'll help too.
Max is shouting encouragement and advice from the last wagon.
And I'm sure it's great advice.
We are definitely not listening.
Good move. No, you don't even need to make an intelligence check to know that his advice is not very helpful.
Shift the wagon to the port and lift the back rudder. It's the best way to scrape it clean. Can't let barnacles build up.
Yes, that's
No.
the problem.
None of those are things on a wagon.
Tyrnell looks towards this villager and he says, "Pay no attention to that dwarf.
Is there something wrong with him? And he kind of like,
Just pay no attention. He's not."
while you guys are helping, Ricard's like, I don't have a lot. We just came from town and we weren't even able to sell all our vegetables, but I got a few coins if or maybe you guys could take some of this leftover corn that we have.
I will have no part of that.
Yeah, I'm not going to take any of his corn either.
Take the barnacles.
Marcus will. Yeah, your barnacles.
Fucking Mark.
Marcus he grabs one, he starts biting into it immediately while he's helping.
So he's eating a raw corn.
If it's sweet corn, raw sweet corn's good, dude.
It is. That's an Ohio thing, I think.
Yep.
Nope.
Yep. So He's helping while he eats his corn.
I hope he gets sick.
Won't get sick. It's
I will,
not like to use pesticides.
It's a little dirt.
Yep.
I'll help out wherever I can if somebody can direct me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, who's probably got the most relevant skill to see how long this takes?
Probably
If it's anything like fixing a boat, I can be actually helpful.
anybody that has like vehicle land would probably be the
Yeah,
best.
yeah. So Tierno, just make an intelligence check.
Intelligence?
Yep. And it'll be like at a +2. Oh yeah, you're good. Okay. So yeah, with your help, and then plus everyone else chipping in. Actually, I would give you the advantage roll anyway. So you got the 19. So you guys probably 20 minutes max get this thing where it's able to be rolling again and get it on down the road. And they're going in opposite directions from you guys.
Right.
And he's like, "Oh, thank you all so much. It's a blessing. Praise Lumiere that you all were able to show up today."
I do want to say, while you're heading in that direction, watch out for some wolves. Although we just encountered them, and we did kill the pack leader, so they won't be so much of an aggressive. And we did scatter his leftover meat, so they may be already fed. But not only those wolves, but look out for some blood. What was it? Blood vultures?
Bloodhawks.
Bloodhawks. Watch out for some bloodhawks. I would suggest covering up that horse if you see some bloodhawks.
Yeah. So Bex will take out his little square of perfectly harvested alpha fur and go, seeing as how, I may have given some good advice, but not really any physical labor. It's not really my style. I'd like to give you this for safe passage. And I offer them the soggy, wet square of alpha flesh. Which is probably all dried and coagulated by now.
I don't know why I rolled it. I don't think we need that. It's
It
quite
came from the alpha.
quite a generous offer. But you've already given us enough today. I couldn't possibly take anything.
At
Hey
that,
Dan, how
I
long's your
turned-
light spell cast last?
1 hour.
Yeah, it's pretty long.
Nice. So
So
as
it's
he
still
said,
glowing.
Yeah.
as he says, you've given us enough. I turn to the party and be like, appreciation, appreciation. I enjoy this. Thank you. And I just put the scrap of fur in their cart and walk away.
Oh God,
It's like,
no.
thank you.
There goes like a whole bushel of corn just like ruined.
I'm not that mean. I didn't ruin their
bunch
food.
of
It's just
corn.
like,
I don't know. One of those.
maybe a bushel.
I think it's bushel.
But
it
I'm
doesn't
not.
matter.
No, I'm not mean. I'm not trying to ruin their food. But if there's a way I can just like place it in there, or stick
Okay,
it to the
alright.
side, whatever I
Alright.
have.
Yeah, there's other. You could put it in the front or something like that.
Yeah,
in the,
I'm not gonna ruin
in
their
the
food.
carriage area.
Vex doesn't mess with food.
You could put it on the dicky box.
It's a great word. But yeah, so I
Mom
gift
should
them
go
the
on.
alpha square.
All right. And he's like, if you're ever in the area, stop by our farm, and he kind of gives you basic directions of where it is. If you need to stay or anything. And
Is it like the classic country directions, like turn left at the Donahues and 3 rights past the old Smith's barn?
yeah, pretty much.
No, it's the road between the two large trees, but only one's an ash tree, the other one's an oak.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Darnell understands every bit of that.
Okay. So yeah. Anything? You guys let him go. Moving on.
Moving on.
All right. How much time do we got left?
About 15 or so.
Yeah.
Vex is just going to keep praying for a lightning storm until it happens. So,
All right. So, fast forward, moving on, get into your 5th day. It's early in the day. You guys haven't even stopped for lunch yet, and you get to You're coming up on a well-known landmark, Cortland's Bridge, which crosses the river here, which is actually the Elise River. It wraps up back around this way. You haven't really been too near it for the most part. It kind of goes in various directions. All right.
As a side question, Damien, while he's gone, then,
Uh-huh.
has there been a lot of alcohol on this voyage that we've undergone?
Not unless you brought your
Because
own.
I should be starting withdrawals today from rampant alcoholism.
Nobody probably brought any. I can't imagine.
I didn't have the money for any.
Yep.
Definitely didn't bring any.
Useless cleric. But I figured I'd remind you of that as a DM.
Friar Tuck would have brought wine.
Yeah, as a dwarf, I can push it off for a little bit, but eventually, rampant alcoholism catches up with you.
Yeah. How about... It's not endurance, it's constitution. Give me a con save.
Can I roll just con?
It's,
Yeah. On the right, if you do the check mark next to your...
Oh, just click like the check mark?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. You're good for now.
I'm not starting to feel it, though.
Yeah, you're starting to feel it.
Yeah.
You got the sweats a little bit, but it's not so much that it's affecting your physical ability to move about and do things.
Okay.
Maybe had to make a couple extra side stops and had to
With the runs?
run. Yeah.
Can't use the unseen servant for that, damn it.
Hey, you got to wipe.
Could use your bucket, though, that you said you had.
Unseen servant can wipe for you.
Yeah.
Short little dwarf arms.
I did actually. Did I put that? I have my 50 silver shopping list.
Nice.
I think it's all in my inventory now.
Okay, good. And
bucket is in there. I have one bucket.
I need to press this button.
All right. Now, Cranky Dwarf is going to happen next week. I can see it.
This dwarf's cranky right
One
now.
moment while I look something up about my notes here. Oh, okay, that is right. Alright, Thomas, as you are approaching the bridge, you faintly, somehow, call it a miracle, because why not? That's what you would
It is
do,
a miracle.
right? In the under part of the bridge, you catch a glimpse of something reflective, and as you focus on it, you see that there is a person hiding on this underneath of the bridge, up against where it connects to the shore on this side, and he's just kind of hiding and looking out. And you know, as you focus on him, you also kind of notice that on the opposite side, same thing. There's another person hiding just under the bridge on both sides, you know, left and right sides of it.
What I am going to do, I'm going to use some insight and determine if, based on your opinion, do I find them to be shady characters, or do they look like they are in need?
No, your first thought, based on what you see and where you're at and everything, you're like, these are like those bandits I've read about in stories that set upon travelers on their way to and fro, here and there. And
so I basically like hold up my shield so that the rest of the party is aware of something, and I say, "You there? Come into the light."
okay. All right. So, Turnell, for your.
No, I heard it.
Okay. All right. So, you say, "You there? Come into the light," and you can see, and just about, well, Turnell can definitely see. Bex and everyone else is in the back, so they don't. but now you see a couple people under the bridge are like looking at each other. One of them throws up their hands, and they're like, they both kind of step out, and they both have crossbows in their hands or short bows. One or the other. They have some kind of bows. Crossbows. They both have crossbows in their hands, and they're like, "What do you?" And they just kind of stand there.
I'm letting Thomas handle this one.
Okay.
But I'm readying an action just in case that as soon as they do, if they are going to take aim or strike at Thomas or any of the party members, I will have the first shot.
So I'm basically I'm just gonna keep pointing at them, kind of like disapprovingly, and start spouting lore at them or spouting the word of light at them.
All right. As you're doing that, you
And
see.
lo, Lumiere spoke into the masses and said, "Thou shalt not prey upon the weak."
Exactly, something along those lines.
Bex would like to interject while you're doing your thing and your finger is wagging. Bex
God.
would like to summon
Mm-hmm.
a necrotic wagging finger to mimic you, but like behind you.
Red rum.
Yeah. So like as you talk about Lumiere, it just
Okay. As you see now, they're not just throwing their hands up like in surrender, but they were actually signaling. And now we all need to make initiative rolls since everybody is aware of everybody, and there is at least 2 other people coming out of the woods with crossbows drawn, 1 on each side. So you've got 2 people in front of you, 2 on the sides.
Thomas, you're not first anymore.
I know.
Way to do your job, priest.
Yeah, seriously.
Barbarians
Yeah,
so
what would
fucking
be-
last.
What would be a derogatory term to call a cleric, Dan?
I don't really know.
My dad's a preacher and he hates being called the Reverend.
I don't know if that would fit in the D&D world terminology. Because like I was like, I could just call you priest, but I don't know if that's even a D&D hit. I don't know. GM would priest be like my derogatory cleric term?
Priest or acolyte, maybe.
Well, I would say Reverend actually would probably work for a priest of Lumiere, simply because they don't they don't revere themselves, especially a character like Dan.
There we
Dan's character would be more like pressing it on toward the god should be revered. So calling
That's what it seems.
Tom
That's true.
the Reverend.
Reverend.
You
Yeah.
can call it a Bible thumper.
Yeah, I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna call you Reverend Dan, just to get under your skin.
All right,
Nice.
Barlow, Bex, Tom, Philly.
Yeah, I've been using priest, but I'm like, I don't think that's an insult to call a priest of Lumiere a priest.
All right, that's what I am. It's like calling you warlock.
Thanks, title. I do have a business card.
All right, so these bandits get to go first. To your all's possible misfortune. The 2 in front, I don't need this wolf sheet anymore. The 2 in front are going to fire shots at Thomas. Both of them are.
Oh,
That's
fuck.
a crit.
There you go.
Holy shit.
Oh, hold on.
Shouldn't I get it? I was ready in an action. Shouldn't I get a shot?
No, everybody was aware of everybody. There was no
Okay,
surprise round or
Yeah.
The first person that shoots at me, I am going to use warding flare to cause them to be blinded and take disadvantage on their shot.
Okay, so he gets the 15 instead.
Yes.
And the second one fires at you. And a 9 also misses. You got an 18 AC, right?
That's right.
Yeah. Alright, so those 2 miss. 2 others off to the side. One on the left will fire basically at Barlow. And that's going to be missed. And the one on the right is going to fire at Tyrnell.
It would.
And that is 14,
Gonna hurt.
14 damage to Tyrnell. That's a crit. As one of the bow arrows comes in, it just slices right across your throat, possibly getting your jugular.
Good thing we have a reverend in the party.
Yeah, well, I'm dropped.
Yeah. Yes, you are. And then, unbeknownst to everyone else, another one has come up behind and attempts to make a attack on Philly would be the one driving, so Bex.
Bring it.
And he misses horribly. Tyrnell, you're downed. You need to
Wait
make...
a second.
You got something?
Hold on. I'm gonna check something right quick.
Good. Oh yeah, you have your second wind thing. Can you use... I don't think you can use that when you're downed.
On your turn, you can use a bonus action to regain hit points equal to 1d10 your fighter level.
Right, but you have to be up. You can't use a bonus action when you're downed. So, you can make a death saving throw. One of the things you can use hero points on is to automatically succeed a death saving throw.
Yeah, I'm doing that.
There's
Okay.
no reason not to.
Alright, so you need 3 successes. You should probably roll it anyway. Can you use it after you roll it? I forget how the wording is on that. Do you remember, Dan?
I think that you can.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. So you should roll it, because if you roll a 20, that counts as 2 successes. So
That's
you know,
what I'm rolling for saving throw for what? On
it
what?
should be on your sheet. There
You
should
just
be a
click the
place.
heart,
Click
like
the
that.
heart button where the death saving
Yeah.
throws are. Alright. So you got a success anyway, so you don't need to use your point. So you're not slipping further down the death track. It's Barlow's turn. Does he have anything he can do to help you? I don't really think he does. So he's going to pop his crossbow shot at the one to the side that shot at him. And hits for a whopping uno damage. Oh boy. So his crossbow bolt kind of zooms past one of the guys. Doesn't really inflict any major damage. And he starts to attempt to reload, and that'll be his turn. Bex.
Alright, and we can't use our hero dice for damage, right?
Right, only for d20 rolls.
Alright.
There's a guy right beside you with a scimitar attacking you from... He's kind of at a lower advantage to you.
Yeah, I don't like him. He's gonna die. I turn, and draw my javelin, which I won't use. Instead, I cast Eldritch Blast. But I have my javelin out.
Alright. If you cast while in melee range with somebody and it's an attack spell, you get disadvantage, right? Doesn't matter, you rolled a 9 on the first roll anyway.
Yeah, which I would be hero dicing that,
Alright, go ahead.
or here, not hero dice, but hero pointing.
Yep, same thing. I know what you mean.
Yep. Yeah.
Now do you feel bad about mocking
Not
Jeremy
really, no.
earlier for rolling
Not
one
really.
on his hero die?
Not really, because he's
'Cause
an elf archer.
Yours still
I'm a
misses.
dwarf warlock.
Still a miss. Tom, it's your turn.
So seeing our intrepid fighter drop, I'm going to charge over to him recklessly, running in a straight line, and drop down and say, "Get up, little buddy. You're okay."
Oh wow. Almost. So you start at 0. There's no negative hit points, so that gives you 11 hit points.
Alright.
And
Bam.
you know, you're still kind of slumped there. You feel the wound in your throat closing up. The blood stops gushing out. You feel, you know, the flows back into your brain. You know, you're not, and you're awake, fully awake now. Philly.
I have a speed of 25. Will I be able to get to the one that shot at
There's one more or
Janelle?
less right beside you right now with a scimitar attacking
Yeah, but
Bex.
I'm really angry he shot our elf.
You probably really didn't see what happened to Tyrnell either. He's 2 carts in front of you.
Alright, well then, yeah. Lola's coming out. I'm gonna swing Lola at the scimitar dude.
Oh, go ahead.
Named her on purpose.
Alright. 15 to hit is good. You just gaxed him for. Go ahead and tell me how he dies, please. That's 1 hit.
Well, I am going to step around Bex and take my great axe and slash it diagonally across his face, so that unfortunately now part of his brain is exposed from the front.
Yeah, that's why I missed. She killed him first.
That's
what it was.
Yeah. It's the whole when does things occur in a 6-second window. Alright, so the other bandits, the 2 in the front, one of them switches their aim to Barlow and another still firing at, so this one's at Barlow. That's a hit. For
If
2.
anybody's shooting at me, I'm going to flare again.
Okay. We need to look this up. Can you cast a reaction spell and then still cast a regular spell in the same round?
I don't know.
Let's we already did it that way this round, so we'll do it again. But this guy's going to shoot at you. He's flared, so disadvantage, right?
Yep.
And that's the 2 in front. The 2 off to the side. Instead of firing at Tyrnell, the other one will fire at
Oh, I think so, because it's not a spell. It's an ability.
Oh, it's an ability. Okay. Yeah, then you're fine, probably. And you can do it how often?
I can do it 4 times per rest.
Okay. And another one will fire at you, the one that almost killed Tyrnell. And that's a miss. And the other one fires at Barlow. And that's a miss. Yeah, he's got a split mail on. So Barlow takes 2 damage, and it is Tyrnell's turn.
Tyrnell's gonna turn over towards the arrow in the general direction of the one that fired the arrow at me, and he's taking a shot.
Go right in.
And as he fires, lets out a yelp.
I was this close to saying you get advantage because of like the revenge factor. I think I'm going to stick with that, even though I didn't say it before you rolled. So that's a crit, and he's dead. So, did you aim for the same spot he hit you in?
Yep.
So your arrow does hit the jugular, and he's instantly dead. Falls to the ground. Revenge completely executed. Do you want to move or anything after you shoot?
I'm going to go. Is it still raining?
No, it's not raining.
Okay. I'm going to go towards the other one that's sitting next to him, or that was standing next to him.
Yeah.
They're using crossbows, aren't they?
Yes.
Okay. At this time, I'm going to take out my sword as well, and I'm heading towards him, and I'm muttering when I raise my flashing sword. My hand takes hold on judgment. I will take vengeance upon my enemies. I will repay those who hate me.
Nice. Your speed's 35, right?
Correct.
So yeah, you can get to him this round. It's Barlow's turn. He's like, screw this crossbow. He drops it. He pulls out his long sword, one of his short swords, and he books it more or less double time to one of the ones off to the side and gets to him, but can't attack this round. Bex, it's your turn.
Well, I mean, Lola took care of my personal problem, so I'm just gonna turn and launch Eldritch Blast at the closest enemy.
Alright, that'd be the one that Barlow just got to.
All
Off
right,
to your side.
we're just gonna turn and whip out Eldritch Blast.
That is definitely a hit. And Eldritch Blast is 4 damage, so it thuds into his chest. And does 6 damage. Doesn't knock him down or anything, but it does definitely connect solidly. Maybe knock the wind out of him a little bit. And do you move or anything?
No, I'm on my ship. I'm happy.
Alright, Thomas.
I will. Am I within range to like? What's the closest one to me? I guess.
The one that Turnell just ran up to is about 35 feet away. The other one that was at the bridge. The one who's off to your side, that's peppering you from the side, is probably about 50 feet away.
Okay. The one that Tyrnell's running up to, I'm going to turn around and kind of shine my shield at him. Say some obvious, verse from the Book of Light, like, "He who is evil will not be basked in the light," or something completely generic and obvious. And I'm going to Sacred Flame that guy.
Alright.
Which can't be on the front page for some reason.
Your damage number's always on me.
2 damage if he fails.
It's twice as
Alright.
effective as last time.
That's not it. That's Barlow.
Get wrecked.
This is a dex save again.
Yes. Dex save.
He passes. No damage.
So
Quick.
really, what
Like
we've
a
learned
ninja.
is that Dan's deity can't hit athletes.
Yep.
Do you do anything else, Tom?
Nope, that's it.
Philly.
At double speed, can she get to anybody?
What's your speed?
25.
Yeah, double speed. You can get to either the one that Barlow just got to, or you could just barely get to the one on the opposite side where no one's melee and ranged yet.
Let's do the opposite one then.
Alright, so this one's Tyrnell's. 1, 2. Oh, I wrote down too many. And this one is Philly. Alright. Bandit's turn. Alright, so all 3 of them are engaged in melee now, so they drop their bows and pull out their scimitars. First one attacks Tyrnell and misses horribly, just too busy, too flustered trying to switch weapons. Second one attacks Barlow. That's a hit for 5 damage. So he slices through a little bit of Barlow's armor. Not enough to draw any blood though. And the third one attacks Philly. And that is enough to draw a little bit of blood since you don't have quite the hit point pool. But not much. It just barely grazed you for 3 damage. And Mark Barlow took 5. And that'll make it Tyrnell's turn.
I'm swinging at my sword at dumbass. There.
Alright. Go ahead. Nice. Max damage. Which, good old fashioned exactly enough to kill that guy who's already been pinged for 1 damage. So, go ahead and give us a good, you just give him, go ahead.
Well, pretty much, after saying my verse of vengeance towards him, I just take my sword and just slash right from his top of his arm straight on down towards his hip, and then I whip my sword around and then stab him right in the gut and slice up.
Nice. Yeah, that's a good way to kill somebody. Alright, it's Barlow's turn, and you guys are about to find out he's been sandbagging a little bit in combat. And he attacks the one in front of him for... oh wow. He hasn't been sandbagging at all. Out of his 3 attacks, he did get a hit for a total of 4 damage.
Well, shit.
JK, no sandbag.
I was like, well, he's really fast. He just can't hit anything.
Yup. Bex, you see Barlow moves up to this guy. He's like, shoosh, shoosh, like that. But 2 of those attacks just completely like trying to do a pirouette or some dumb shit like that. He's just too old for this shit.
So this whole like fighting thing does not go well for my headache that's developing.
This is true.
So basically, I just look at the guy and I'm just like, I do some sort of sailor's curse about by the power of Tempest. And it's just
Power of
like
Grayskull.
yeah, power of Grayskull.
14 versus AC.
And I will hero dice that because I just prayed.
Okay.
Or well, pray is code for cussed. But I'll take it.
Understood. 17 total. That is a hit. This is the same one that Barlow just hit, right?
Yep.
Alright, that guy is dead. Somebody dropped out of Skype. So what happened?
We all did. 4-hour limit on the call.
What?
That does happen every like 2 hours of Skype. Yeah.
So
You just have to turn on the camera again.
what the fuck?
Way to break it, Damien.
I didn't know.
I think you have to redo the call, don't you?
I can see Dan and Jay right now.
Yeah, mine's not. There it goes. I had to. Well, is it? It was almost there. Come on, Skype. Quit being a.
Loading.
Well, we're so close to finishing the
I
encounter.
know. Come on.
Skype hates.
Alright, I think mine's back. Looks back. Alright.
Mine won't come
And
back.
mine just froze again. Okay, we'll just ignore it for now. Like you said, we're almost there and we're at the end of we're over time already, actually. So Bex just forced the guy to death with his Eldritch Blast. And the screen's not loading for
Eldritch
Sile
Blast
either.
is... Yeah, it's alright. Eldritch Blast is just Jedi Smash.
Yup, Jedi Smash.
Cackling energy.
And Philly, it's your turn, and the only guy who is still alive is the one in front of you.
And I shall take Lola, and I shall mutter a curse that I learned in Orcish.
Everybody cursing and praying all of a sudden.
That's right.
It's a very holy group.
What we do.
We kill shit.
What did you get?
I got a 15,
Oh wow, that's
14 slashing damage.
-3.
I should like to take my great axe and start at the top and cleave downward, separating his clavicle and
Okay.
popping the ribs out right next to the sternum, each one popping as they go down, and kind of popping out of the skin, and his still beating and slowly not beating heart is visible.
Nice.
You an angry lady.
Yeah.
I am.
Alright, so you're that's all the bandits. They are all deader than dead. Door nailed shut.
Happens.